it's Mama B from Kpopmamas, and I've had quite a few questions in the last week about our Kcon experience last year, especially with all this information that they're um, putting out there this week, and questions about what all the terms mean and what our experience was. So I thought I'd give you all just a real quick answer on what some of the things mean and how we experienced it. Last year, T and I got to go to Kcon, New York for the first time. So it was our first Kcon. So we haven't been previously. I don't know if our experience was the same as other years. So I'm just going to let y'all know what ours was like. We did have P1 tickets for both days. We didn't have the Platinum package. So the Platinum package was $800. We just had the tickets for both days. So when you get there, last year the convention was free. This year I think it's $20. But the convention is literally a street fair. It's outside. So there's a bunch of like streets roped off and tents and vendors. But keep in mind, y'all, like it is outside and it is hot and there's concrete everywhere. And it's like when Jerry has his video about drinking water, that's no joke, y'all. Like you need to drink water and be prepared. The thing about that is that there is a food truck pavilion where you can go get food and water, but you know, it's a food truck in New York. The water is, you know, $3 to $5 for a bottle of water. That adds up quick. So just keep that in mind. But when you get to the convention, you really beforehand want to have like an idea of the panels that you really want to go to and what times they are. Because staggered in between that are red carpets, high touches, and audiences. So when you get there, you get checked in. So when you get checked in, if you're P1 or P2, there's a fast pass check-in line, which took us about 5-10 minutes. I'm just gonna let y'all know, if you did not have P1 or P2, the line to check in was literally a quarter mile long. I don't know how long it was taking them to get through that line, but that line was that long for at least 2 hours. 2-3 hours for the start of the convention. So just keep that in mind. That was probably like one of the biggest benefits to P1 and P2 is that we took us 5 minutes to get checked in, and I don't know how long it took people waiting in that line. It had to have been forever. Okay, but when you get checked in, they give you these scratch-off tickets. And the higher level you have, the more scratch-off tickets you get. So I think P4 had 1 or 2 scratch tickets that you got. And P1, I think T and I had like 6 to 8 each, something like that. So we had a ton of tickets total between the two of us. And each of those tickets has a possibility of getting a red carpet, a high touch, or an audience. And I say a chance of getting because there were some tickets, there were very few, but there were some that basically said you didn't get anything. So there was a girl who was crying because she had an entry-level ticket, so she only got 1 or 2 scratch-offs, and she didn't get anything. Both of hers were like, she didn't get a high touch or anything. So it is a possibility. T and I, between our 12, didn't get a single one like that, so I'm assuming that there weren't very many like that, but there are some. Red carpet, we didn't actually go to any of our red carpets. We gave those out to kids that didn't get anything. But I'm pretty sure all it was just the group standing up stage having their pictures taken and you getting to watch that. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me on that, but that's all it looked like to me. The audiences are kind of similar to like a fan meet, like a Q&A that you get to watch. They're in a big open room. The rooms, there are probably like 400 people at each of those audience events, and they're about an hour long, and then for about 30 to 45 minutes they are doing like a Q&A session with the DJ. There's not like a fan interaction or anything like that, like at a fan meet where they're like talking to the fans and going back and forth and bringing people up on stage. It's not like that. It's just a Q&A with the DJ who's like translating everything, and then the other half of it is the high touch itself. So those are, the audience is first come, first serve, to like get close to the stage. So if you want to be at the front of the audience, like people were lining up for that like 2 hours in advance of the group actually being there. So keep that in mind with your timeline. If you want to do if you're getting audience for twice, you're going to have to wait in line for hours before that audience actually happens, if you want to be towards the front. So T and I were at the back. I've got some pictures of what those rooms look like on our Instagram. I have a lot of pictures of a lot of this stuff, so I'll repost them on our Instagram so y'all can see them and get an idea. So that's what the audience is. And then the high touch, just because you have a high touch doesn't mean you have an audience. So the high touch, you line up and then you basically just give the group a high five. Like, and they are not joking when they say, like, there is no pausing or like taking time to talk to the group or having your phones out. You can't have your phones out. You can't record it. You literally are just going down a line, like after the soccer game style, like high-fiving them, and then like you get out. They were pushing little kids, like that was no joke. Security there, I think maybe was not taking, especially for BTS, it was kind of weird. Like, I don't think they were taking ARMY seriously as a security risk, because it was the boys looked very tense. Security was very weird and rushing around, and it was a very intense situation. So it actually kind of freaked me out a little bit. But that specific one did. But the other one we went to, 17, that was fun to watch. We were at the back, so it's kind of hard to hear. But yeah, so if you're in the audience, you get to see the Q&A, and then you get to see them do the high touch. And if you're do the high touch, you're allowed to, do the high fiving. The biggest benefit, I would say, to having P1, P2 tickets is that you have like a dedicated seat. General admission people were waiting in line for general admission so that they could get closest to the stage. They started lining up at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. the morning of the concert. T and I were staying at the hotel that was adjoined to the convention center. Kids were out there at 6 a.m. lining up that morning to see BTS and be close to the stage. So just keep that in mind. If you have general admission and you're wanting to be close to the stage, like, you're going to spend your whole day waiting in line to get to the front. Like, you're not going to be able to go do all those other things. Some of those kids did have like friends that were taking their spots in line and like saving spots for them so that they could come back up. But just keep that in mind. And it's hot. Again, like, you're sitting on the hot concrete all day long. Like, I just wanted to get those kids a bottle of water. Like, oh, I can. They get props for what they did. But P1, P2, we just got to like stroll right in, get our seats, and then the concert started. So that was really cool. I definitely would not be doing general admission. I'm too old for that, but y'all with more energy than I do, that might totally be your thing. But we were still really close to the stage. So I'll post, y'all just go check out our Instagram. It's at Kpopmamas. I'll put a link to some of our concert video that we took. I have like a playlist of a lot of our concert videos, just a couple of them. So I will post that. I'll post a link to that. There's a playlist. I'll put it right down below. Yeah, definitely the concert part of it was amazing. Like, being that close to the stage, phenomenal, mind-blowing. I can't even with how mind-blowing it was to be that close. The sound was awesome. The whole concert experience was amazing. Being able to just walk in and go to your seat and sit down, like, that was really cool. And be able to get up and leave and come back throughout the concert, that was definitely like a big one for me. It was really cool. We got to sit with some awesome people at the concert, which was great. We had awesome seatmates. Yeah, so I'll put some pictures of all this stuff on our Instagram, and like I said, I'll put a link to our YouTube playlist with some of our concert footage so you can see like where we were. But yeah, I'm not even gonna get into that $1,500 diamond. I'm just gonna assume that if you are buying a $1,500 concert ticket, that you are not concerned with the value of that ticket and what you're getting for it. Because, I mean, like, y'all, I'm just gonna put it out there. Probably I would if $1,500 was not like a thing in my life. Like, if that was just like no biggie, I probably would. But it is, so I ain't even about that. I don't even know. If you are one of those people that gets one of those diamond passes, you are morally obligated to reach out to somebody to tell them how your experience was and share all your pictures and things so that we can share the rest of the world, because, dear God, I hope it's amazing. But yeah, so that was our Kcon New York in a nutshell. If you guys have questions about Kcon New York or Kcon in general that I didn't answer, you can post them below and I'll try and answer them to the best of my abilities. Again, that was my first time going and I had never been before. So that was just my experience with it. If, y'all have a different experience or you experienced something different from what I did, put your experience below so that other people can see, because I've definitely had a lot of people ask me questions about this who want to know and want to know what they're getting for these different ticket amounts. So I think it's good to just like let people know what it's like and what you experienced and what it was like for you. So yeah, that's it. I don't know if we're going to be going to Kcon New York this year. We're definitely going to Kcon LA, which I'm super excited about. I'm so excited. I might be in New York next year for work that weekend, so I don't know if I am or not, but I don't know if I'm going. So that's it. That's what I got. So I don't have time to edit this today. I'm just gonna throw it up and y'all let me know what you think. And remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more from Kpopmamas and all that good stuff. I'll see y'all later. Bye.